العلم أشراف مطلوب وطالبه لله أكرام من يمشي على قدمه. العلم نور مبين يستضيء به أهل السعادات والجهال في الظلم.
No, it's nothing to do with what you would have to pay, no. Nothing to do with what you would have to pay. It's to do with the actual mal, to do with the wealth. Now, so, كَلِّمَاتِ النِّصَابِ. So for example, this 4 now, it is from these 6. It is from these 6. Afwan, there was something I should have explained, which is, la. These 4, I should have said that they came from this 6. Sorry. Why you acting like you'd have made a different fatwa here? La, sah, فعلا, I should have said that these 4 came from this 6.
Does it make a difference?
It does make a difference, na'am. It makes a difference. It makes a difference because the sabab, the reason is different. Like in these 4 came from this 6. طيب. And then what? That's why at the end of the year, because he's got 10, that he has to calculate what he has got at the end of the year. طيب. مثلا الآن, the Shaykh says the third exemption. What was the first exemption? Sorry, what was the principle? Every single mal of zakah has to be owned for how long? 1 year. Except the crops. Excellent.
For example, if you had 6 on Haram, and Ramadan you had 3, so it decreased. Then it came to 10, then you
No, there's no need, because the nisab has dropped. He's come behind under the bar line. طيب. So the first is crops. The second one is what? That which comes about, or that which, the nisab, the asl of the nisab. So these 4, the asl of it goes back to what? These 6. So these 6 have given birth to it. I'll give you an example with sheep. The sheep, the threshold was what? 40, صح? طيب. So a person at the beginning of the year, he's got 80. So the threshold for sheep is a person has 40, he pays 1 sheep. If he's got 121, he has to pay what? 2. طيب. So at the beginning of the year, he's got how many? Oh, sorry, that's 80, yeah. That's 80, yeah? At the beginning of the year, he's got 80. صح? What is the nisab threshold? 40. So he's well within the nisab, صح? طيب. Come Ramadan, these 80, about 41 of them give birth. What's 41 at 80? 121. Muharram, the following year, he has a total of 121 sheep. Has a total of 121 sheep. How much does he pay? 2 sheep. 3. It's either 2 or 1. It's going to be either 2 or 1, not 3. 2. Why? Hassan, these extra 41 are from the asl. The amount that he had at the beginning of the year, they're from it. It's not mal that is jadid, it's not new wealth. They are from wherever it was that he had. So 41 of them have given birth. And now he has 121. At the end of the year he has 121. His nisab that he has to pay zakah from is now 121. So he has to pay 2 sheep. فهمتم؟ طيب. The last one is وَرِبْحُ التِّجَارَةِ. وَرِبْحُ التِّجَارَةِ. مثلا a person is a merchant. He's a businessman. So مثلا he's got... No, you're right. The reason why it's not 3 sheep is because the minimum for it to be 1 sheep is 40. From 40 to 120, he has to pay 1 sheep. Firstly, under 40, how much does he have to pay? None. 40 to 120, he has to pay 1 sheep. 121 to what? 300. He has to pay how much? 2. All of that is 2. All of that is 2. Once he reaches 301, then it's 1 sheep every 100. مثلا الآن business. A person's a business. He owns £50,000. 50,000. طيب. He is profited in the month of Ramadan. And he now has 100k. طيب. He closes the year off with 100k. How much does he have to pay zakat on? 50 or 100?
100, because he came originated from 50.
Excellent. This 100 originated from where? From the 50 that he already had. So he has to pay 100,000. He has to pay zakat on the whole of the 100,000. طيب. There's a difference between mal and nuqud, as we shall see, pounds, dollars, whatever you call it, and animals, cattle, sheep, and so on. Cattle, sheep, and ibil. So, for example, we said the nisab for ibil was what? 5. A person has 5 camels. He has 5 camels. He has to pay what? 1 sheep, sah? What about if he owns 6, 7, 9? 1 sheep. 9, 1 sheep. What about 10? 10. He has to pay 2 sheep, sah? طيب, 14 sheep. If he's got 14, how many does he have to pay? 2, sah? What about 15? 3. So up to 14 he doesn't pay nothing. All of this area. Then he goes to 15. He has to pay how much? 3 sheep in zakah. طيب. 15 to, what about if he's got 17? 3. Stays 3, sah? طيب. This area between 5 to 9 and 10 to 14 and 15 to 19 is called waqs. In Arabic it's called waqs. Waqs. That is the amount between 2 nisab, 2 thresholds. So for animals, cattle, ibil and so on, and ghanam, there is no zakat on the waqs. Anything between the 2 nisabs, there is no zakat on. So now, ibil mathalan, we said the minimum is what? 5, sah? What is the next nisab over from 5? Excellent. 10. What is the next nisab? 15. What is the next nisab? 20. Anything under 20 he has to pay sheep. طيب. Anything between 5 and 10 is called waqs. There's no zakah in it. 6, 7, that is based on afu, musamaha. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Likewise, anything between 10 and 14. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Afu, that's called waqs. No zakah in it. معي? طيب. Once you reach 15, the nisab for 15 is exactly the same as the nisab for what?
For 19.
For 19, excellent. For 19. Like once you get to 20, you have a new nisab. طيب. So is that understood with cattle, ibil and so that is something that you have to understand, which is waqs. However, with mal, when it comes to money, dahab, fidda, nuqud, dollars, pounds, there is no such thing as waqs. Am. مثلا you've got 1,000. There's only for the dahab and the fidda and the gold and riyals and so on and pounds, there is only a minimum threshold. There is only a minimum nisab. Once you reach that minimum nisab, everything above that, there is zakah. So طبعا, the zakah, if you round off the year with 50,000, the zakah that you'll be paying is going to be more than the zakah that you'll be paying if you closed off with what? 25k. طيب. What about if you closed off with 100k? The zakah you pay from that 100k is going to be what? More than the zakah that you'd pay for 100. More than the zakah that you pay for 50. So with the dahab and the fidda, every penny counts. Every pound counts. as long as you're over the nisab. For example, if we say today the nisab is مثلا £800. When you say the nisab is £800, if, for example, let's say the nisab is £800, the easiest way to do it is divide it by 40. So £800 you'd have to pay 20 £20. طيب. Do we say from 800 till you get to 1,000 that is afu, that is waqs? La. Do we say from 800 to 2,000 anything between is called waqs? La. We don't. So say if a person has got مثلا 1,000, he has to pay what? 1,000 divide by 25. See how it is changed? See how it's changed from 800 to 1,000. You've paid an extra what? £5. From 20 to £25. So with dhahab and fidda and pounds and reals and dollars, every dollar, every pound counts. There is no such thing as waqs. طيب. So the Shaykh rahmatullahi alayhi says that that you have to pay the zakah after a year has gone past. However, except in 3 circumstances. The first, crops. The second, that which is given birth to by the asl. And also, ribh tijara, the profit that a person can make. طيب. The Shaykh says, فَإِنَّ حَوْلَهُمَا حَوْلُ أَصْلِهِمَا. Verily, it's hawl, its year, the time that their year starts, or this new wealth, is the same as their original wealth. طيب. طيب. طبعا, that 50,000, or this 100,000 came from where? The 50,000. How about a person who gets paid monthly? A person who gets paid monthly, and this is the last mas'ala that we'll take inshallah. A person who gets paid monthly. مثلا, a person gets paid, مثلا, let's say 10k a month. طيب. So Muharram, he gets paid 10k. We said that it has to have how long for zakat to be wajib upon it? 1 year. طيب. Muharram. Safar, which is the next year, he gets his next 10,000. صح? Rabi' al-awwal, he gets the next 10. Rabi' al-thani, next 10. طيب. When does the nisab, when does the year count start for this 10,000? The month of what? Muharram. طيب. When does the year count start for the 10,000 that he owned in, that he was given in, that he earned in Safar? Muharram? Who says Muharram? Put your hand up if you say Muharram. The question is, 10,000 Muharram. We know that for this 10,000, his nisab, or the year starts in Muharram. The 10,000 that he has earned in his ratib, his salary for Safar, which is the next month, is 10,000. This 10,000 is obviously over the nisab, it's over the threshold. When does the year start for it? When can we start counting the year for it? Muharram. طيب. Who says anything else? Huh? Safar. طيب. He gets another 10,000, he earns another 10,000 in Rabi' al-awwal. When does this 10,000 start? Rabi' al-awwal or Muharram? Why? No, it's in your bank account. You've got full ownership already. He hasn't spent nothing. Yeah, no. Saved it. He hasn't spent a penny. But what does he pay? How much does he pay at the end of the month?
None of that money in the year. He hasn't owned it for a year.
Excellent. Naam. What was the asal? That he has to what? What was the fourth condition? A person has to own it for what? For a year, sah? طيب. So this mal that he earned, that he was given, that is earned, his salary for the 10th from Muharram was how much? 10,000. When we get to Muharram the next year, right? Even if he's got 100,000 in his account, how much of that 100 did he actually have in Muharram when the year started? 10,000. طيب. Is that understood? So how should a person pay zakah when it comes to the ratib, the salary, the monthly salary? Because most people get paid on monthly salary or weekly. There's two ways, and the second way is easier. The first way is that you say, do you know what? The 10,000 that I earned in Muharram, I'm going to pay it in Muharram the year after. And the 10 that I earned in Safar, if I've still got the same amount, I'm going to pay it in Safar. And Rabi' al-Awwal, I'm going to pay it the next year, Rabi' al-Awwal. So that's if your mal is obviously separate. Like when it goes into your account, it's different. Right. The second way that you could do it, which a lot of the Sahaba used to do, Imam Zuhri narrated from many of the companions, that they used to have one day for the year where they would get all of their zakah out. They would pay all of their zakah on one day of the year. Whatever wealth that they've got on that day, they would pay it. طيب. So, مثلا, if a person's got 10,000 or 120,000 by Muharram the next year, 10,000 each month, 120,000. طيب. He pays zakah on the 120,000. Bear in mind, out of that 120,000, the only one that has reached the nisab is what? Muharram of the previous year. The 10,000. No, he doesn't have to pay extra. That is the only amount that has reached the nisab. Lakin, when the sister asked earlier on, what was the question the sister asked? Can you pay zakah in advance? So 120, when you get to Muharram, you can pay zakah on 120,000. Obviously, you will know that a certain amount of that wealth you've paid in advance is zakah that you've paid in advance. That is permissible for you to pay in advance. It is permissible for you to pay that in advance, as Abbas radiallahu anhu did. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam took it off him for 2 years. And that is the easier way. That is the easier option. Because you don't know the money that you're withdrawing now, whether it's the money of Safar, whether it's the money that you've given in Muharram, or whether the Rabi' al-Awwal, and so on. Like if you have one day where you have the zakah, or pay zakah, then that makes it a lot easier for you. We'll stop there on these masail. Any question, we can take one or two inshallah. Like with Kitab al-Zakah, what I want to do inshallah, hopefully, it requires it from Allah, is that if some of the students, every student should summarize the dars for themselves anyway. Every student should summarize the lesson. Hopefully, inshallah, we'll study Kitab al-Zakah twice to make it easier. Ilm is that which you repeat. So hopefully we'll study it twice. Like in the first time we'll study it from the book. The second time hopefully we'll study it from someone summarizing, some of the students. If I get the time, inshallah, I'll try to do it. Like, and I'm hoping some of the students can summarize some of these masail, because during the lesson there are other things that, مثلا the sister Jazakallah khairan, that asked about the ta'jeel. That is a masala in of itself. And look how it benefited us when we were talking about the ratib in the end of the lesson. Ta'jeel, to pay in advance. طيب. So hopefully inshallah we'll study it twice to make it a lot easier. It's not a long kitab, it's quite short anyway.
Inshallah, we'll just take one question from the brothers.